What was the nature of your relationship with Tory Lanez? Because he has led people to believe that it was a sexual relationship, that it was that you two were dating. What was the nature?
We were not dating. We were really close. We were friends. We hung out like every day. And his mom passed too. So when I felt like we were bonding over that.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan? Did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
So why do you think he's putting out the story that the two of you had a relationship and that you're making the whole thing up?
I think that he is trying to deflect from the fact that he committed a crime.
Yes, I lied to Gail King. First of all, I didn't know that was even going to ask me about that. She's always going to talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I fucked this nigga like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Kept catching me out of my.
Wait. No, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
Well, the windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't really they were on my side. The girl opened the door, two girls fighting, and then they shot. Okay. She got out of the car and crawled over. The doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger and she goes to the front passenger?
Yes.
And she opens up the car door?
Yes.
And then what happens?
They're screaming and shouting at each other and they start fighting.
The two girls?
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
Can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want
and it's loud with the cars.
And I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously. That's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming. She starts hitting the girl. The girl on the side, her feet come out. She starts to kick the girl away. Passenger. They get out. They start fighting here. They start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent. And between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
The gun. Then the girl shoots herself. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you?
Yes.
I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, so... But then the guy gets out.
Hold your hands up. Okay? Come out, people back here with their hands up. Hands up. All right, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back.
Any evidence of any shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened, so that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in the vehicle?
No, we don't have any casings, no.
Okay, from what you've been told. Okay.
And then there's some cash over, looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped
right
a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself. getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't cut her then.
Right.
Well,
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think...
I really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we were coming from.
Hey, can we get a sheet for
But I'm not from here, so I...
Okay.
That's the only place you got shot at? That's the only place you got shot?
I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
All right, so I'm not even going to go over any of the comments. It doesn't even matter at this moment in time. And you've had for the longest time, for years and years, you've had a lot of black men come out there and state that this woman is lying. She even stated, at least in the Gayle King interview, in the interview, she said that she tried to escape the fact that she actually had a relationship with Tory Lanez, tried to go across that and whatnot, whatever, which made no sense. And then in her own documentary, she came out and stated that, yeah, she lied directly to Gayle King about the relationship and all this other type of stuff. So I just want people to understand. One small lie will lead to a lot of other smaller lies, which will lead to larger lies. And this is one of the main things that a lot of black men were talking about before, which is, why would you decide that you want to lie about such a small detail? It makes no sense. But this is what she wanted to sit up there and do. And then you had the whole extent of some of the images that you could see down there. It was really playing it up like, yeah, protect black women and all this other type of stuff. You see some of the comments down there associated about or around the story dealing with, Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, things of that nature, or just in general where people are sitting up there saying like, oh, protect black women and all this other type of stuff. This is what makes this very difficult for a lot of people to want to believe women. When you have individuals that decide that they want to carry on a lie for years for their own benefit. Nowhere in any of these things do I see Meg Thee Stallion, as some people wanted to try to state, like, oh, Meg Thee Stallion, she lied to protect Tory Lanez and his career and all this. Where? The only person that got prosecuted, the only person that got thrown away literally was Tory Lanez, who was a black man. And you had not too long ago Meg Thee Stallion come out and make a post calling Tory Lanez like a demon or something like that or whatnot or whatever. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then not even to mention, because you've had a lot of these black women that want to stick up for Meg Thee Stallion. I even had some in my live stream every now and again, right? When I would talk about certain issues, you would have these women always talk about, black men, they seem not to, want to protect us, this, that, and the third, all this other type of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, people forget that Meg Thee Stallion has charges against her because she attacks somebody that she was with, and it just so happened to be a black male. Very interesting how people want to leave that little tidbit of information out. But matter of fact, instead of just leaving it out, let's just go directly over. This is what Kareem York had to say. He said, let me get this understood right now before I say what I need. Kareem York does not support abusing women nor abusive relationships. It's messed up that I felt like I couldn't come out and defend myself solely off of public perception. Thankful that the Joe Budden podcast brought this to light. I chose to be quiet throughout this time when someone was putting out a certain narrative about me, and today is the last day for that. I'm not doing any name calling, but why support lies? The night all this happened, this person was on drugs, Xantans to be exact. I got beat that night, but I'm being pictured as the abuser on the internet. I don't know how many times that woman has put her hands on me with multiple witnesses there to see, but not one time did I hit her. I had a gun pointed at me with the intentions of being harmed. And because of what? A window? A lot of events transpired, but I didn't say anything to anybody, not even to my family, when they're asking what happened to my face/neck. It's weak that women try to demonize black men like we not already going through enough in America. I do realize toxic relationships aren't good for anyone, and if you stay in one, it can be detrimental to your physical and mental health. Furthermore, for anybody who has my name in their mouth speaking on my situation that you only heard one side of, please feel free to contact me via a DM or text, since people want to be passive aggressive towards me. Kareem York isn't taking accountability for something Kareem York didn't do. P.S. Meg and I are still great friends. So what's the normal saying that people always want to say about men if they're abusive? If they did it once, they'll do it again. Well, if Meg the Stallion did this in the past to Kareem York, right? We heard something of the instance of a gun. We heard her, from his own words, put hands directly on him. We heard the fact that she was also inebriated, right? This is not the first time that people have heard or hear some whispers of when she's inebriated or on whatnot or whatever, that she acts highly aggressive and all these other, right? That's similar to what a lot of people like to say about the guys out here. It's like, yo, you know, don't be around men, you know, when they happen to drink, they act wild and da-da-da, all the other type of stuff. She's able to do this because she's a woman, and it's allowed, because women are able to get away with a lot of things because they are a woman. Right. And similar to how Mr. York decided he didn't want to tell people, you know, what actually happened because, you know, the public perception, you got the same exact instance when it dealt with Tory Lanez. He said, I ain't going to sit up there and tell and do this and do that, because, again, the public perception, it's a lose-lose situation. And this is what men automatically know. If you sit up there and go to the police and tell them that this is what happened, people are going to be laughing at you. If you tell other guys out there that a woman put hands on you, they're going to be laughing at you. If you tell women out here that a woman put hands on you, they're going to laugh. There's no way there that you can go. There's no type of sympathy or empathy at all when it deals with this happening to men. And this is just a fact. It's not up for argument. Can't nobody debate this, because there is nothing to debate. You just look stupid at the end of the day. We know for a fact that if women come out here, it can be a truth or it can be a lie. Or it can be both, however it is that you want to pick it. Women will always get support. They will get body blocked. They will get safeguarded. They will have a safety net. They'll have a shoulder to directly to lean on. They'll have a whole support group. The internet will sit up there and support them. Mainstream media will support them. They can sit up there and write books. They can go on tours. They can do anything it is that they really want to sit up there and do off of that information. There is no safe area or safe space for men to go to when it is that these things happen to them. And like I said before, he specifically stated that this woman put a weapon directly in this man's face over a window. Really? That's what we're doing? And you still got a lot of women out here, even with this information, from the other side, because remember, a lot of people always like to say it's two sides to every story. But when it deals with the image of a black woman directly up there, and she's specifically stating that a black man did this to her, it's only one side, and that's the only one that matters. If a black woman says it, it automatically 100% has to be the truth. It is finite. You cannot go against it, because if you do, that means that you hate black women. And that is the quote unquote wall that a lot of people like to put up in order to silence any opposing views, in order to silence people that want to question the actual facts, the evidence, anything like that. That's what I've been seeing for years. Crazy work. So I wonder what a lot of those people who are out here, who were wishing the worst on Tory Lanez, I wonder what it is that they have to say. I've seen some people still try to skirt past the information out there. It's like, this is stuff we've already heard and da-da-da and whatnot or whatever. But look at this. Like, again, you got a lot of people that just can't admit a simple fact that, yo, this dude obviously didn't do it. He obviously didn't do it. So why continue on with the whole narrative of trying to make it seem like this dude is, automatically the greatest criminal known to man? Realistically, from everything that I was able to see online today, this dude is, from at least what it seems by video from Meg Thee Stallion's own words, this man is 100% innocent. 100% innocent. Now, unless somebody else has other information directly out there, which will counter every single video from Meg Thee Stallion being in the hospital saying that, oh, I got, you know, this injury on my foot, you know, I got a cut, but this one is from me stepping on glass and all this other stuff. Like, you literally see her laid up and you see her large feet directly on screen. I didn't see nothing dealing with any type of injury, you know, dealing with a bullet. I didn't see nothing. She specifically stated to the police and a firefighter that she was not shot. She stepped on glass. What? Come on now. What else do we have to? Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But like I said, for all of these years, everybody was solely just believing one side. And all these years later, now we have this information. So again, like I said before, this is going to further tear apart and bring down the narrative when people always want to sit up there and say, believe all black women. People are going to point specifically to this. When everything is said and done, people are going to point back to Meg Thee Stallion as being the epitome, as being the main topic for years of this, that, and the third. And y'all never want to believe us. And this is what y'all want to. People are going to be like, what happened? Y'all said for years that Tory Lanez did it, and then all the information came out, and then what? And I promise you, a lot of the people that wish the words directly on Tory Lanez, they're not going to come out and ask for an apology. They're not going to come through and say that I'm sorry, I was wrong. I admit that, you know, I only listened or specifically wanted to hear one side of the story because of the internalized hatred that I have for black men. Like I said, the same comments I've seen here online by way of black women and black people of the other community is the same thing that they were saying when it dealt with Kevin Samuels, wishing the worst. Like I said, it's just tiring. But anyways, let me know what y'all think about this video and everything that's stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.